I am Mercury, or the Shadow Trooper, as you may know me from Wattpad. I have been a rather consistent helper with Al, primarily with the thumbnails that he puts on some of his videos. I have also been helping him out with some stories, such as Justice League Reacts. He has also helped me out with Star Wars Storyteller and Gate Wasteland, but he has also inspired me to write my stories of Mass Effect Arcs and BioShock Gate. But today I am here to talk to you about a pitch meeting I am wanting to present to you. A Parahumans DC crossover. Now, you may be wondering, what exactly is Parahumans?
No shit.
Well, I'll tell you in a quick summary. Parahumans is a 2011 web serial where society has very much adjusted to superheroes as a reality, and it has been an interesting journey reading through it because you never quite know who exactly is good per the good guy. There are good people, but there is no 100% guilt-free group. Now, why would I think this is interesting? Well, other than the fact that parahumans has their capes commonly agreeing to a set of unwritten rules that are almost tropes in hero comics and stories, we also very much have the fact that the parahumans are just humans with extra powers. Sometimes it affects their biology where they don't need to sleep. Sometimes it affects them in a much more literal way. But importantly, we never see two people with the exact same powers. At least the exact same. Now, you may be wondering who exactly I would put in this story. That is very simple. I know I would put a group like the Protectorate, which is the Parahumans version of the Justice League. The Wards, which is very much like the Teen Titans of DC. The Undersiders, which is... I don't have an exact parallel. I guess they're considered a rogues gallery at best, but they don't focus on one person. They're anti-heroes at best. And last but not least, Coil, a master manipulator who has oh so much confidence in himself because he can split timelines. Now, you may be wondering which version of DC I would put it in. And I have roughly three ideas. Option one is the animated series. Basically, Justice League Unlimited, Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, stuff like that. And it does have the potential to work with the fact that the Protectorate are government capes in quotation marks. They stick with government oversight. So they could be a pseudo counter to the groups such as the League, to Batman, to Superman, where they don't just put where they actually put the more dangerous criminals in jail. I very much could imagine a Supermax prison designed to keep them contained like the Parahumans birdcage. Option 2, Young Justice. This one is better off with it because we can compare the League and the Young Justice team to the Protectorate and the Wards, along with the fact that later on, we get them a comparison between the less than legitimate operations of the Young Justice team and the Undersiders. Of course, there's also the floating status quo of DC, which is more dropping them in a setting and having them react, which is probably what is best considering the story, other than just, hey, just know who's been around from when. Now, how I picture the story would go. Let's let's get off with it. Let's start off with the transportation. You can, if you can figure it out, it could be from the DC side into the Parahumans one, or basically some mix of powers and something. Basically, all you have to do is get the Protectorate, Wards, Undersiders, and Coil into the DC universe. This, you can do that in a lot of ways. But the League would be the first to respond. Now, let's start off. With the Protectorate, I think, on the most part, they would be skeptical of the League more due to the amount of power they have without regulation. And I mean regulation as in direct answering to someone directly. The League is very much a entity that is working for everyone, so they don't want ties to anyone, which is admirable. The the Protectorate would very much understand this, and a very good chance of them actually working with the League if they were not, say, caught up by a group such as Cadmus or the government first. Of course, there would also be the investigation of who these people are and how they have these powers. Option if it was the wards that were found, I I can very much picture all of them being confused and trying to find some answers, and obviously struggling due to the fact of, hey, you're we have never even heard of you people. You're and you have things that don't make any sense to us. Let's face it, a lantern ring would confuse anyone. Heck, even the Flash doesn't make sense to them. Oh, and don't even get me started on the idea of aliens. They would probably work with the League more just because they are the hero authority that they encounter first, and then and they would obviously have a better match for the general tone that they are trying to get. The wards would be protecting people, being heroes, and on the most part being respected. For one of them, that would be more annoying, but I won't be saying which. Of course, then we have the Undersiders, who, if they are found, there would be a little bit of panic because I imagine that they wouldn't really trust the League after anyone from the Protectorate basically says, "Oh yeah, these are criminals. They haven't done anything." Yeah, but they're criminals. They robbed a bank. They fought us. Have they have they ever killed anyone? Well, no. Have they tried to take over a city? Well, no. Well, then I think they can be reformed. They may not be perfect, but who is? And then we have the focus of the story. Either the League the League helping them trying to get back to their own world after taking down Coil, or them just adapting and adjusting to this new world where they are having to fight, where they now have a mildly dangerous threat known as Coil. And if you want to add some extra stakes, well, everyone who's read Parahumans is well aware of Coil's pet. Let's just say, heck, with that part, you could even see a very much My Hero Academia rescue of Erie situation. But I am getting a bit away from my topic. So, if if you have a general story idea for how this could go, just heck, if you want to have it be one or two groups, have it be just the Undersiders, heck, have it be the Protectorate alone, and having them standing as a ideological, well, a ideological mirror of sorts, because they aren't evil. They're still heroes, but they just see themselves do it in a different way. With the wards, it's them adjusting to a new style of heroism. Of course, it's also them trying to adjust to everything else. You could very much argue that certain wards would not be the most agreeable to this forced change that they've been put a part of. You see how ideals clash, and even some other cases of what I would say a potential hero sidekick to sidekick fight. But in general, this story concept has a great deal of potential if you just iron out the details. Well, I have been Murc, and you might be hearing a bit more of me in the coming months from Al or just helping Al out. But anyways, I will see you all later, and make sure to follow Al on YouTube or give me a follow on Wattpad. I'm the Shadow Trooper, signing out.